And indeed, they are the Taliban of Africa. And so if the fear, the pressure of September 11th can drive the government towards peace, I'll go along with it. But it is important to stress that by this we do not mean joining the NIF government. We mean peacefully dismantling the NIF regime. In the same way that apartheid in South Africa was peacefully dismantled. فالغرض مش وفاق, as some people say, مع الحكومة, لكن تفكيك بتاع الحكومة بطرق سلمية. That is our aim. The second track, if this track does not work, if we cannot achieve peace through a negotiated political settlement, then what do? We go to track 2. We resolve the conflict through the modality of the NDA. The NDA consists of us, SPLM, SPLA, and moderate Muslims, political parties in the north that prescribe to the new Sudan, the vision of the new Sudan. We have formed an alliance called the National Democratic Alliance, and the aim of the NDA is not to negotiate with the NIF regime, but it is to remove the NIF regime. And so I have also come to the United States to promote track 2, that is building up the National Democratic Alliance so as to take over from the NIF and put in place the new Sudan that respects human rights, a new Sudan that belongs to all the Sudanese people, irrespective of race, irrespective of religion, irrespective of gender, because women are among the most oppressed people in the Sudan, just like in the case of the Taliban. Now, track 3 is our third way of resolving the conflict. Now, if we cannot achieve peace on track 1, that is, the government is intransigent and they will not agree to separation of religion and the state, and if it takes time for the NDA to remove the NIF regime, then what do? We have evolved the concept of peace through development. And the argument here is simple. While we negotiate with the government on track 1, and while we try to build the NDA in order to, as a credible and alternative to the NIF regime, we must start economic development, socio-economic development, in the areas which we control and administer. And we control an area that is bigger than Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda, and Burundi put together. This area has a population of more than 10 million people. And so we are saying that children cannot wait for peace in order to go to school. They must go to school now. And so schools must be open now. Even while the war goes on. We have said before that the first war lasted 17 years. This war has lasted 19 years. That is 36 years. So we have lost generations to illiteracy. We want to rectify this by opening schools, by setting up a civil administration, by having peace and stability in the countryside, and engaging in socio-economic development. So now, and we started this program in 1994. As I speak now, we are running more than 3,000 primary schools in the areas which we control. We have 16 senior secondary schools. We have just opened one university college with the faculty of agriculture in Yambio and the faculty of education in Rumbek. We call it an Institute for Development, Environmental and Agricultural Studies. We call it an institute because we have made it in such a way that it caters to our immediate needs. And so this institute provides courses, short courses for teachers, teacher training or retraining, for agricultural extension workers, for 1 month, for 3 months, for 6 months, for 1 year, and they get certificates. All the way to university level courses, so that after four years or so, a student will be able to get his or her degree from our university. So we are putting in place governance now, not waiting for it later on when peace is signed. I say to Le Junubin that you have already achieved self-determination in the areas in the areas that we control. If you are from Ye, or from Kajikeji, or from Rumbek, or from Yerul, then you have already achieved self-determination. Why do you have to go to Khartoum to look for it? Why do you need to go and negotiate with the government in Khartoum and self-determination while Ye is free? You do what you need to do in Ye. Period. That is the background to Track 3. And as Dr. Brian De Silva said before, USAID, United States Agency for International Development, is helping us a great deal on Track 3. They have allocated, for example, for the next 5 years, $20 million for education, $22.5 million for agriculture, and we will appeal to other countries to contribute to development on Track 3. We want to emphasize infrastructure building, the building of roads, in the putting in place of financial institutions. So hopefully this year we are going to issue our own currency. A currency for the new Sudan. The new Sudan pound. And I don't want to be misunderstood here. By issuing currency, it does not mean that Southern Sudan is becoming independent. No. You don't need to be independent in order to have currency. For Somalia, there are 5 different types of currency. Ushakal, it is working. We call it the new Sudan pound because we are returning to the pound. The present dinar of the NIF is illegitimate. So we are claiming legitimacy. We are claiming legitimacy by issuing the new Sudan pound. Hatta al-NDA, the National Democratic Alliance, in one of its resolutions, passed a resolution that when the NDA takes over the country from the NIF, it will go back to the Sudan pound. And so we are only implementing the wish of the Sudanese people. We are doing a lot on Track 3. If you go, some of you who are here, I encourage you, if you have the means, to visit home, to go and see the situation for yourself. In Rumbek, Yambio, and Ye, it is very different from 3 years ago. You can buy almost anything you want in Rumbek. Kanita House Coca-Cola inta belogo fi Rumbek. Kanita House Marisa inta belogo bardo fi Rumbek. And so you don't need to travel to Kampala or to Nairobi to have a cold beer. You can have it in Rumbek.